What's up, Cardassians?
That's right.
This is a very special episode of Toy Time with Joe.
There's more of this on Patreon.
There's more of this on Patreon. You got to join Patreon. There's actually a corresponding music video.
That's right.
Ain't nothing but a G.I.
Joe.
All right.
Toy time.
Anyways, welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians for our YouTube exclusive Star Trek Picard review with you. We got episode 8 of Star Trek Picard to review with you today. I can't remember the title of this episode. I should have had it in front of me.
AIDS.
That is not the title of the episode. I'm looking it up right now. The title of the episode is Surrender.
I was going to tell you, but I'd rather you look.
Surrender. Dun, dun, dun,
Cheap Trick.
dun, dun. Mommy's all right. Daddy's all right. You just got a little...
Okay.
So, Surrender, we got a review with you. As you know, in the last episode, Vadic took over the bridge. So, Vadic's in charge of the whole Titan crew. She's threatening to basically execute people if Jack doesn't turn himself over. Jack's like, let me just turn myself over. They're like, no, we're not doing that. And they basically decide, okay, we need to get control of this ship. We need to get Data back out of the body of Lore. We need to figure out how to fix this. So they're trying to figure out how to fix Data, and Data is currently going through a fight in his brain with Lore, and Lore's trying to take over. Worf and Raffi rescue Riker and Deanna and Troy from the Shrike, and they talk about their marital issues, and they figure it out, and then they get rescued, and they go back to the Titan because Data has won the battle with Lore. He takes over the body, and it's officially Data now. They return to the Titan. They're able to retake the bridge. They launch Vadic out into space, who basically freezes and then breaks against the hull of her ship, and then they blow up the Shrike.
Get off my ship.
And then the Enterprise crew all come together for a final scene where they talk about how they're gonna beat the bad guys, and that's basically it.
Okay.
Get off my plane.
Get off my.
No, there's a reference on there where 7 of 9 says, "Get off my ship." And I immediately thought of that. I had to be a shout out to that.
Such a good movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh,
Air Force One.
Air Force One's fantastic.
And it's got the great actor
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman
is great.
Harrison
Everything.
Ford.
And Harrison Ford.
Gary Oldman as a bad guy is the best bad guy actor out there.
I'm trying to think of what other. Well,
The Professional.
Leon the Professional. Yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
He was fantastic as Dracula.
Yeah.
Gosh, I forgot about that.
He was a question mark of a villain in the Harry Potter movies. Kind of, they didn't know what to, whatever they alluded to.
as
whatever his name
Lupus?
was.
No, Lupus?
No. Harry Potter's uncle.
Yeah.
Lupus? Is it Lupus?
What was the uncle's name? Oh, he was the prisoner in Azkaban.
Oh, Severus Black.
No.
Cyrus Black.
Sirius Black.
Sirius Black. So we got Severus Snape and
Severus.
Yeah.
Sirius Black.
Wow, there's some Harry Potter fans pissed at us right now.
Hello, Harry.
Just wait, if you're a Harry Potter fan and you're pissed at us now, just wait till Monday when the episode comes out.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, this is all gibberish. We're moving on.
Yep.
So we have another episode where we're still in the drama of Jack, and I could really do without that.
Let's start there. Let's dissect Jack real quick. Get it out of the way.
So Jack is still seeing his visions, and he admits to people that he can take control of bodies. Vadic says, "You're special. You know you're special. You want to know what's behind the red door." So there's something going on with Jack that we don't know about. But they drag it on again, and finally at the end of the episode, Deanna has not a mind meld, but because she's a betazoid, whatever they do, and she starts to approach the door with him.
She's an empath, so she's able to help work with him.
Yeah, she can see his thoughts.
Yeah, I guess
she says, "My mind to your mind, my thoughts to your thoughts." No, that's what Spock would say.
No, and the problem with the Jack storyline is they are dragging out a little bit long, and
Jack,
it would better.
Jack, never let go.
Jack, we have to go back
to the future.
No.
To the Titanic.
At any rate, if he's not possessed by a power wraith at this point, I'm annoyed as hell.
Are his eyes red?
His eyes are red.
Well, he's got to be a power.
And there's a
wraith
mention
then.
of there's something old, ancient, and it's been gone for a while in you.
It's got to be.
If it's not a power wraith at this point, but that will raise more questions like how a power wraith.
But
I don't think it should be now because originally I was on board this, but we got 2 episodes left. That's not enough time to do that justice.
I would agree with that. But what else? What else is the payoff here at this point? There's no other payoff that's going to satisfy.
is there any other payoff that it could be that would be worthy of it mentioning like this?
No, not in my eyes.
Because mentioning it in the way that you said that they do,
yeah,
it's like, it just feels like something. It has to be. What else could it be other than power wraith?
And
the
obviously,
changelings are involved.
The changelings,
everything is set up for this to be that.
And obviously, they're not going to bring in a DS9 character. So why not throw more DS9 reference? Yeah, it's too late.
You don't know.
There's no purpose at this point other than like one of the Starfleet people showing up. There's no purpose for it. If Dr. Bashir and Ezri show up in the Defiant A, because they'd like to give everything an A title now, maybe, but there's no chance of Nana. There's no chance of Quark. There's no chance of Garrick.
What about Cole Meany? You think
he's at Starfleet Academy. So, I mean, they're at Earth, so maybe.
Maybe the greatest Starfleet hero to ever live saves Picard.
That would be ironic. That'd be ironic.
That'd be funny. Which is why he has a statue in Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Lower Decks.
So, if it's not a power wraith, but then that raises more questions. How did he get possessed by a power wraith? You know, there's so many things out there where I want it to happen, but also there's only 2 episodes left.
You don't think they could do that in 1 episode?
If they made it a long episode?
Now, here's where I could see them introducing a DS9 character or another character like that as a tease for the next series that is to come, right? Like everyone, on Trek Twitter, they're constantly talking about Star Trek Legacy. And Terry Matalis is actually talking
He's talking about it a ton.
Yeah.
So he is.
It'd be kind of cool for them to end with, we got to go visit a wormhole. Like just give a tease like that. And then.
Pause for I have a question. Now, on our last episode, we talked about the Starfleet show, right? Star Trek
Academy.
Starfleet
Academy.
What is this other one?
It's not actually happening. It's the fans saying we want a Starfleet Legacy one where it's a connection between the old characters and new characters. So, for instance, maybe the captain would be Captain Shaw, and there would be a LaForge on there, but then you might have 7 and 9. You might have.
But Terry Matalis is kind of taking this and kind of playing with it a little bit.
Yeah, he's talking about.
He said he's wanted to do it.
Yeah,
he's like
because he has been pretty outspoken about maybe teasing a little bit of DS9. He's teased more than any other person associated with Trek.
True,
and especially more than any other person that has as much pull and say in current Trek as he does.
Well, one of the things that he did say he was responding on Twitter is he's like, how cool would it be to catch up with a Nana?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Why hasn't anybody even done it?
And if this is a Pa Wraith and Jack, why wouldn't you go to DS or like why wouldn't that be a part of this? Or maybe it's it's just we'll have to let the story play out. I get that, but at the same time, it's like it just can be frustrating as a DS9 fan to use their story, but none of their characters.
Right.
And I'm just saying this for my own sake, but since Worf was on both shows, obviously they
view
overlap.
Worf.
But obviously the timelines overlap.
Yep.
So you can go back and forth between the Next Generation crew, and that crew can visit DS9, and it will still be. Yeah. It'll still be within continuity.
So, one of the things he said that I fully agree with is Terry Matalis said he views 25th century Star Trek as current timeline Star Trek, which is kind of the way I look at it too.
Okay.
So that was nice to hear. So he said it's the fans it's going to make it happen. If you want the fans to happen, you got to watch this and you got to be vocal. Joe, Twitter.
Okay, now
tag everybody and their uncle.
Make it happen, Captain.
Here's the thing. How do we really want fans dictating content?
No, we don't. But that same breath,
I know that we all want this content, and it would be great. It would be great if they did it. But I think it would set a dangerous precedent with fans dictating.
Well, just look at the Zack Snyder stuff. They're still vocal. It's like, shut up, guys.
You got what you
You got
wanted.
what you wanted. Move on.
What was it that we would just? I think it was a video game or something we just discussed about fans.
Harry Potter Legacy with J.K. Rowling on our
Was
Monday
it-
episode.
But was it? I don't know if it
Upcoming
was,
Monday.
but I thought it was something about
Plug.
I thought it was a few episodes ago where we discussed like fans. Oh, I think it was the video game that was wrought with errors that just came out a few years ago.
Cyberpunk?
Oh, Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Where the fans were like, no, we're not gonna, and they went back and redid
they
something,
fixed it.
and it's like,
Well, Mass Effect did that. The ending was so poorly received to the Mass Effect trilogy that the writers went back and redid the whole ending for Mass Effect 3, which it was a terrible, because the whole point of the Mass Effect games was each decision you made changed what the ending would be. You know, characters might live or die, and that happened with 1 and 2. And then you get to 3, and it turns out like none of your decisions mattered. The ending was exactly the same. The only thing that changes is there's like a red laser or a blue laser or a green laser. That was it.
Oh, wow.
And it was, fans were pissed.
Well, test screenings do the same thing for movies.
yeah, that's what test screenings
Yeah.
are. So we talk about, do we want fans dictating? Yeah, they already do
in a way,
in a way.
I don't
When
know.
the feedback is asked for.
right
Right, but instead
here, it's like the fans are like, we
unsolicited
want this,
feedback.
make it, and they're like, okay, we're just gonna make it.
Well, that's what happened with Strange New Worlds.
But sometimes the fans saying, we want this, make it, people hear that, and the directors are like, I want to make that too. So it's another
Yeah.
way for them to get the power and be like, look, they're saying they want it. I want to make this. And these fans want it too. Let me do it.
Or maybe, like if you look at Strange New Worlds, maybe they said, that is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it can't work or it can't be a good idea. I'm just saying it. I feel like it might be setting a dangerous precedent. I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying
It shan't.
fans dictating
It's
content
short.
can be a bit of a slippery slope.
I agree.
But it can work out.
Yep. Sure can.
But it can also be sort of stripping the people that we trust with this intellectual property
Well,
of
we don't trust Alex Kurtzman.
So backtracking to Picard, though, that was a good discussion, but there's something we haven't talked a lot about the episode, and there's some really good stuff in here because
Spoiler alert, I haven't even seen the episode, so I got nothing to say about it.
I know you do. So there's some really good Data lore stuff where Data's handing his memories to Lore.
Well,
right?
see, normally when I'm
And he
watching
hands
this,
Spot the cat.
yeah, normally when I'm watching something like that, it's something I get frustrated with, but they did it really well.
They did a really good job where Lore's like, I'm overwriting you. And then they're like, why is Data giving up? Why is Data giving up? Because Data's argument was, who are you but your memories and your experiences and all these things. So when this character Lore is overwriting him, he's basically writing Data onto himself because Data's giving him all of his memories. So he becomes Data essentially.
Yeah.
But also Lore,
Yeah.
but also B4. So it's Data fully realized as a human. He's always wanted to be a human. Like that was the whole part of Next Generation. And now he finally is because he goes to crack his neck and he's like, ow.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah. So he's finally a human and he has a great interaction with Geordi again.
Absolutely.
Another good interaction. And we finally get the crew all around the table
The
together.
observation deck, man.
The observation
Woo!
deck.
I had an erection.
Sitting around the table talking about how much they missed each other. And
It was a really good moment.
it was a good moment. And then they went right to work.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciated. Like, don't get so wrapped up in nostalgia, like fan service, that you forget the point of what you're doing here.
Right.
So you're saying that was the first time Data was a human?
Yeah. He's never, yeah.
Now, how did that compare?
Humanish.
How did that compare to when Odo became human?
Oh, it's different. Data's still positronic. It's just the positronic body he got put into is made to
Synthetic. Like,
made to die essentially.
kind of
It
like
has a timeline.
kind of like Picard is now.
See, that would have been so much better if they weren't doing this with Data now.
I know.
If it was just Picard, and now they're doing it with Data too.
It's dumb.
Season 1 was rough, just like your mother likes it.
So was season 2.
Rough.
So was season 2. So that was great getting the crew back together. I don't like the little slight that they had. You know, I viewed it as kind of an insult to the writers when Deanna and Riker were having the conversation about living on Nepanthe, and they're like, "Why do we live there? That's dumb. We shouldn't live there." I viewed that as like a these characters never would have done this. This was a dumb storytelling point, especially because that was the best episode of that season.
That was the best episode of that season, but I also get it where sometimes you're not communicating on the same page.
Yeah.
And you're doing something for a child who is no longer around.
Or you're doing
and
something,
you didn't communicate after that.
Well, yeah, or you're doing something that you think your partner wants, and your partner's doing something you think you want, and then you have a conversation. You're both like, wait, neither one of us wanted this,
Right?
So that was a nice.
It's like me and you and Joe came out. And we're like, neither of us wanted this. We're like, oh, surprise!
Shoot, and now we're stuck with them because it's been years.
Now it's too late.
It's never too late to tell Joe he's not wanted.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I didn't really care for that scene. I didn't care for the scene where Deanna basically admits she was going into Riker's head and hiding, like stealing his thoughts from him, hiding his thoughts, hiding his.
I can't say I didn't care for it. I actually understand what she was trying to do, though.
But she defended her act. Like, she basically went into his mind. So
you've never done anything wrong where you've defended it?
Bro, stop for a second.
No, he's never.
So what happens in this
pure.
is Riker and Deanna had a child. The child dies. Riker's so lost in pain. Deanna is an empath like Luxana Troy was, where she could read thoughts and everything like that. So Deanna goes into the mind of her husband, Riker, and blocks those memories so he's not so upset.
Yeah, and blocks the pain.
And Riker gets pissed and he takes off. He's like, look, you don't have any right.
She doesn't.
And she defends it. And she's like, well, I was trying to take it on with you. And he's like, I never asked you to.
Yeah.
He needed the pain is what he said.
Yeah, he needed to feel that, which a lot of us do. We need to feel pain at times in our life. Should we dwell there? No, but we need to feel it sometimes.
I agree.
You need the pain to move on.
Yes.
I can see, to Rob's point, I can see why she would do it. When someone you love is struggling or hurting or you know the source of that pain, you would, if you love that person, you would probably do anything you could to help them as you perceive the help.
Yeah. And
she perceived it as being helpful.
And it was not.
And to Troy's point, she can already feel what everybody feels. So her taking that on was nothing to her, and she viewed it as trying to help him. I get what she's doing.
It's still wrong.
It's wrong. No one's arguing that, but I can understand why she's trying to defend it, and that's why that discussion took place for Will to say, "No, you didn't. I didn't want you to do that." That's why that whole conversation happened.
There were some good lines in there, though, like good in bed, bad at pizza.
Yeah.
Because a changeling came and abducted her from the house. And she's like, what was he like? Well, good in bed and bad at pizza. And she's like, just like me, huh? She was cracking a joke with him. I don't think she actually slept with him.
I want good in bed, good at pizza on my tombstone.
You can't have both.
Nope.
You can only be one or the other.
You're good at eating pizza. Stop.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yep, do it.
Never mind.
I set you up, son.
What else
I
happened?
know.
Oh, Vatic.
I almost took the bait.
Vatic is gone, which Vatic was a good villain.
She was a great villain.
Her death was interesting, but I thought changelings could not die in space.
But this is a hybrid of those changelings.
I just thought they couldn't die. I don't know. I liked the death. It was kind of cool to see her smashed against her ship and shattered into bits.
I love the line, "Get off my ship."
Yeah. By a 7.
So
Get off my plane.
And then Commander Shaw is still dead, or Captain Shaw is still dead naming her.
Yeah.
And she's like, Commander Hansen, it's 7 of 9. Like,
she finally stood up for herself.
She finally stood up for herself.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
But so he came out of that imprisonment into the ready room or wherever they were.
Yeah.
And let her take control of the ship. Just like that quickly.
Well, I think that was like, I trust you. Like, that was like,
my bad. Just after doubling down and calling her Hansen and calling her that this is all her fault. Just like that quick of a turnaround.
I think that can happen with people.
That quick.
Yes, I think that can happen.
Maybe in the 25th century.
I think it can happen. I think people can realize the error of their ways. And in the second they're saying the things they're saying, but I can't really take it back right now.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in the middle of saying something, and in the middle of saying it, you're like, I shouldn't be completing this sentence.
Mistake!
And
an opera singer comes involved.
But then you complete the sentence
That's
anyway,
a
and
Scrubs
you
reference.
immediately, it's not worth referencing.
Sorry, I was told I needed to move over.
I'm not sure if you're out of screen or not.
I'm getting out of the camera. Back into the camera.
Anyway,
sorry.
Jesus.
I'm making love to the camera.
Jesus.
Even on YouTube, you can't be controlled.
No.
I'm ridiculous.
The threat of being on video means nothing to you, does it?
No, it doesn't.
On your best behavior, son.
I will do my best.
Heard that before.
Yeah.
How would you rate this episode?
5.
I enjoyed it.
That's a good rating for you.
I enjoyed it. I think it's back up there towards that 7.5 area.
Okay.
8 area.
I was gonna say 7.
Yeah.
Again, this is kind of what we're going right now with Battlestar Galactica 2. We're experiencing the setup before the final act, and that's usually slower. We saw that with Deep Space Nine before they got into the final arc.
It happens with just about every
All
show.
television does that. We need to slow it down.
There's always
and this
the middle-
wasn't a slowdown, but it was definitely a character-driven one.
Which is great because you had, I thought the moment between, I was going to ask you what's your favorite part or what you consider ups of the episode, but
Anything with Worf.
for the years that they ignored the Geordi and Data relationship, to them to go back to it today was a huge payoff.
Yeah.
For them to reiterate that Geordi was like, hey,
Again this week, yeah.
when you were gone, it killed me. I'm so happy to have my friend back. And Data's like, cool, man. I'm good with you too. That was so
To squash
rewarding.
that beef.
That was such a
Geordi's
rewarding
like,
moment.
I love you, and Data goes, thanks.
I know.
And then
I know.
I seriously was thrilled to see them around the observation table and just kind of getting to it again.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment was definitely that Data Geordi moment.
Data Geordi was good. Anytime Worf talked was good.
Worf's on fire.
I like the
Anytime Worf talked was good. Said nobody ever.
He's on fire,
no,
man.
he was good. He was
Okay,
really
said
good.
nobody ever before season 3 of Picard.
There were some good quotes.
Oh, he's
in
good
it.
at First Contact.
There's been
Simulate this.
There's been a lot of good
Did it
quotes
really
in
do
this.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good quotes in this one. But yeah, I'll give it a 7. It's still great television to me. A 7 is great television. Well, not great. It's good television. But
I'm gonna
the
stick
series
with my
overall has
5.
been great.
Let's stick with 5.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a solid rating, Joe.
Yeah, that sounds about right for you.
It's a good solid
I
rating.
mean, for having not seen the episode, that's a base rating of 5. It can only go up from there. It's really,
It actually can go down too. There's 1 through 4, bud.
I know, but you guys have said that this season was really good.
I love it so far. I look forward to every Thursday.
I look forward to every Saturday.
I do look forward.
Me
I
too.
come home usually at like 3 o'clock, and that's when I watch it.
Yeah, I try.
How long is your commute?
Very long.
I have about an hour window at work, so I watch the opening and then I do the rest of it when I get home.
Gotcha.
On the clock, huh?
Dude, you get there at 12:45 in the morning.
He works 14-hour days. That's okay.
It's funny. You texted me the other day, and you were obviously on your way to work, and I was still up. But
Actually,
I didn't respond because I
was at work already.
I didn't respond at the time because I didn't want you to think I was some like scumbag that's still up at 1 a.m. and piss you off.
That's funny because my family was up when I got up to leave for work. I'm like, are you serious, guys?
It happens. It happens. All right, everyone. Thanks for keeping up with us on this Picard
What'd
review.
you think of it? Comment below.
Comment, like, subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. All right.
Crush it.
Bye, all.
Bye.